Now let me get my phone. So when it starts online again, I can get it back online. Thank God I don't have to do the tests again. So. Let's see if it's back online. You know, this damn Twitch app is so fucking annoying. The picture, the live video hangs up, and you can't deal with it. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's live. Is it showing the same thing that's showing there? Yes. Okay, let's put it back over here. I also have to watch my screen here. Make sure it stays active. Let me pull up full screen. But I'm going to use my little monitor here to monitor it. I think it'll be easier. You know, I do have it on the TV too. The angle I'm turned, I have to stretch my head to get up there. So I'm going to do what I did with the... I'm going to have to do what I... Boy, my strange head is showing in that photo. I always think my head shape is alien. You see how it goes there in the front there? I like a freaking alien. Okay. I was almost giant, so you never know. Yeah, just kidding there, but I always felt like an alien, that's for sure. Let's do the invite only. I don't feel like dealing with the live feed right now. I mean the the regular feed. I don't feel like any copters and missiles and yeah, my UFOs in the sky head is showing in this scene. My head shaped like an alien. At least I can laugh about it. Some people take everything so serious. Why so serious? One of the main reasons I've got my computer here today, so I'm kind of turned a little different than I normally am. I just can't get turned over to my television, so I'm just going to use the monitor. I should make sure you can hear me there. I can laugh about it. Yeah, I can hear me. I can hear me laughing. Laughing about my UFO head. Okay, I already addressed her before when I last signed off. No politics today. I sort of got into that this morning. But I just done a podcast, so that's probably the reason. I don't usually discuss that junk on my feeds. Damn, that son of a bitch. Hey.
Hey, what's happening with it, pimp? You know who it is. It's your boy LD. Hey, I know we ain't chopped it up in a minute, but I got a homie that needs
Neighbor's vehicle ain't there today. I'm trying not to look at the television. There goes the air conditioner. Hope she don't get hit while I'm waiting. I hate that. I wish I had another cable to use my regular switch. That's the reason I replaced this fucker. I don't know, there's a lag. I'm going to have to try to fix this. Hold on. I'm going to have to get in a better position. Because if I don't, let's mute the microphone. I'm going to probably turn. I said hi. I may just leave it off. I may just leave it off and use the camera as the microphone. There we go. There's the audio. I don't think it looks that bad. Let me pull it up. Full screen. The angle don't look that bad even though I moved. Yeah, okay. I guess that'll work. I'm turning over a little bit there. Okay, I'm going to have to, there's some kind of lag between the Xbox and the computer, so we're just going to have to use, it ain't like the Sega where it was plugged up to the Easy Count, and I could monitor it because there's some lag. So I'm just going to have to watch the television. I still ain't in a comfortable position where it ain't going to kill my freaking neck. Problem is I got this table here. I normally come out a little more when I'm setting up to watch the television here. And it's putting stress on my freaking neck. That's practically the only way I can use a camera. Well, I can use the camera with the Xbox One, and I am using. I should have just went ahead and just plugged the camera in the Xbox One, because but then I couldn't use its microphone, and I'd have to have that freaking headset around my neck. I didn't feel like that today, so that was one of the things that was prompting me to use the webcam. So I have to have that freaking. Either way, I'm uncomfortable. See, I wanted to use the webcams. My heart. Wonder which side she's on. Is she on her? That bastard hit me. Is she on her side or one of the other sides? Let me ride around here and see. Because if she's on her side, I can go to the freaking store and sell the car. Yeah, well, we'll just drive around. That's her home, ain't it? Is that her home? Yeah, I see the blue lines. I gotta get back to working on my game. I'm talking about my whatever they call that, the RPG maker. You see, I'm working on a Christine saga. It's just her saga. I'm gonna put Jelf in it too because he's a part of it. And I was working on it right before I quit on it. COVID was what stopped me. Now I don't even remember what I was doing. I probably just had to start from scratch. But I don't even remember what the freak I was doing.
What miracle did you want me to perform?
I thought of something that I could do to make it easier and quicker and still have a game. Because it's going to be just like a story game. It ain't going to be nothing complicated. It's more like just a story. But people will have to make choices in the story to. And whatever choice you make, I'm going to have a different outcome. See what I'm saying? Like if you go one way, it's going to go another way. If you go the other way, it's going to go the other way. I don't know how many of them choices I can make because I'm going to have to make them on maps. So I don't know how many choices. It won't be like a big multi-game, like some kind of multiverse or something. But I am going to have some alternate choices. And those alternate choices will affect how the story turns out. But see, what I'm going to have to do is, if you check yes, I'm going to have to make it where it goes another direction. But if you check no, it goes the other direction. So we'll have to figure out all that stuff. It's going to be kind of complicated for me because I'm going to have to figure out story creating. And I'm going to have to stay in sync, you know, if I make it accurate and right. So I'm going to have to make some notes, something I'm bad at. Maybe just make some audio recordings. Set because I'm too lazy to type. I can't write with my hands anymore. I can barely write. Hell, I can barely sign anything anymore. Something happened after that sickness I had in 2000, was it 12 or 9? I can't even remember. When I lost the 25 pounds and I kept it all, or the 20 pounds and I kept it all. Oh, when was that? I don't remember. I was really sick. Real sick. 21 days. 21 days of hell. It was up there with COVID. Now, COVID was worse than that. I'm going to be honest. COVID, because it didn't hurt my whole body. It just made me sick at my stomach. I couldn't set up. COVID hurt the whole entire fucking body. So whatever I had in 2009 or 12, can't even remember which year. Let's see, what year was I? Was it 12? It was 12. It was 12 because it was the last year we had our cat. Our cat died that December. So, and she was with us on that vacation. She was wanting me to pay attention to her. And I wasn't able to pay attention to her. I was so sick. Indeed, I basically pretty much missed her the last few, because, you know, I was still sick 21 days after we got home. And even then, it was still a recovery process. And I didn't even really spend as much time with her as I did. About that December, I started feeling a little. I still had that shake in my hand where if I try to write or anything. I mean, at first, when I first got through that thing, if I tried to write, my hand would do like that. I still can't write good. It don't do that anymore. But I still can't write good. But I'll never forget it. I hadn't played with my games in a long time. And I got them out, and I got out Duke Nukem. What got me getting them out my games is because I bought the new Duke Nukem around that time. But I got to wanting to play the old Duke Nukem when I got it out. I was playing Babes that night. And I told her. She was up. She was having some problems. We didn't know she was going to die. I mean, she had breathing problems her whole life. Her 2 years she was alive. And she set up for me to not have to wait. I'm on the road, unfortunately. That is annoying as all fuck. Beat of all that brand, the little sellers online are the people that does YouTube videos. They gave that thing a fucking good rate. I need to look up its brand and I need to do a review of it. Of course, it may be old. They may not even make it anymore. It's a while back when I got that one. Indeed, that's what I had. I started gaming. I used it for my television until I actually started using the HMDI for gaming. And then I figured out what crud it was when it would do that. It goes blank when anything in the power happens. Like you have a surge or the air conditioner flips from the thermostat. It causes the screen to go black. Blue on the TV, black on the computer, on the OBS. She was really sick that year, that December. I told her, I'll be with you in a little bit. Just give me a minute. I got where I could get out of where I was stuck at. And finally, by the time I got up to go over and see her, she'd already got back in her laying down mode where she wasn't hardly responsive. In other words, she's sleeping. Sleeping, that's what she's doing. But she was up and she was wanting me to pay attention to her. And I'll tell you, when she died, I regretted that. Because I thought, this is just a fucking video game. And I should have been spending time with her. But I hadn't played them Duke Nukems in a long time. Indeed, I hadn't got my games out in a long time. Due to that sickness, from August to December, I was still feeling. I got over it in 21 days, but it took a long time to get back from that because I couldn't even eat. I'll tell you, my mama was spoon feeding me. When I have to be spoon fed, something's wrong. Chicken noodle soup. And I throw that up. Oh no, and we don't even know what caused it. We don't know what caused it. Because I wasn't able to get to the doctor, and he got on to me for that. I said, "Why didn't he come?" I said, "Well, it had to get in the ambulance. I wasn't getting in the ambulance." So I just toughed it out. And I seen him when it was over. I did survive. Of course, we was in Florida when it actually really hit. I mean, it hit right the day we was leaving. Actually, though, I'm going to tell you what we think triggered it. We never did know. We had got some Wendy's hamburgers that night. And they ordered the smaller ones, and I got a different one. I got the bigger one. I don't remember. Did it have 2 pieces of meat on it, or was it a bigger version? They all bought the little ones. I didn't never like them little tiny ones. Now all meat patties are that tiny from these restaurants. They're about that flat. And I got really deathly sick the next morning. Indeed, I actually had a doctor's visit. He was going to refill my medicine. And I told her, I said, I'm not able to go this morning. I'll tell him just go ahead and fill my medicine. We'll see him when he get back to Florida. Well, we did that, and he went in and filled my medicine. But I never was getting better. I mean, I just thought it was stomach. I thought I was going to get over it. But it just kept getting worse and worse as the day went on. And then as we went to Florida, it even got even more worse. Indeed, I got almost death sick down there where my mama and them was actually thinking I was dying. Even my daddy was checking on me. When he was checking on me. Now, something. This guy never showed much affection for me. I mean, I don't even remember him hearing tell me he loved me. I mean, he might have did when I was little, but I don't remember. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't really that affectionate. But then something happened now. He was around if something happened. Something happened to him. He'd always put work first. If work, like that time I was in the hospital with the leg problem, he didn't even want to barely come see me. When he did, he was hateful to the nurse. We hated that because she was actually nice. And boy, he was hateful to that nurse. He didn't hardly show much, But anytime something was wrong, I mean, he'd ask me how I was. That's the way he was. Of course, his daddy, if you know anything about his daddy was kind of really strange, so he probably didn't know how to be a fighter. That's what I've always chunked it down to. Because he didn't really have I mean, I even heard some tales that some people says was lies, including him. He got into a fuss. I said, well, I've heard 3 others say it. His 2 sisters and his other brother. And the other brother, he didn't discuss stuff. He was kind of like him. He wasn't hardly, he would tell you stuff every once in a while. Like I enjoyed his tales about, he didn't talk to us anyway. I mean, I talked to his grandkids, his children, but I'm talking about me as his nephew. He told us a tale about sticking his tongue to, what was it? The axe, and it was sort of like the guy in the movie, whatever it's called, the one where they're doing the Christmas movie, Christmas Story. And he puts it against a, hey! Well, his tongue got stuck to an axe. He stuck his to a cold axe on the code. Like that guy stuck his to the flagpole. We didn't talk much. I didn't talk much with him about stuff like that. I mean, he might have talked to him if I'd asked him, and I never did. But I heard his two sisters tell the stuff, and I heard his other uncle. Which I seen more like a fighter for the years I knew him, because I mean he'd take me riding out in the country, and he'd let me ride lawnmowers. I'm talking about the riding kind. He'd let me help him do his garden. Those few summers I got to spend with him before he died. I even got in trouble at school, of all things. Got in trouble. Gave a bad grade because I wrote this story about a fake fighter. I mixed it with my uncle, and somehow or another they knew I lied. Well, and that guy, he was an actor. You would know him if you seen him. He played in movies. He was one of my teachers. And he was out of town he played in this movie, something in Coweta County. It's filmed in Georgia about this, they murdered a black person or something. He was playing in that movie. That's the only one I actually remember. He played in several of them. He was a B actor, one of them that took the B roles and the small roles. He's one of them. He's a white-headed dude. He had glasses. Wilkinson's was his name. Something Wilkinson. I can't remember his first name. But he played in the movie about murder in Coweta County, the original one. I think they made a remake. He was in that original. That's the movie I remember. But he got back and he read that paper and he said, "Son, why did they give you this bad grade on this? Forget it being fake story. You did good on this story. I'm going to give you an A- because you didn't do what you was told to do." That's what he said. He gave me an A- on that paper. They gave me a D. "I wanted to give you an F, but it was too good, so I'm going to give you a D," the old woman told me. Well, when he got back and he read it, he said, "That's a good story." He said, "But I can't give you the A. He said, "I want to give you an A plus. And I even want to give you an A. You didn't do what you was told to do. I'm going to give you an A-." And he gave me an A-. He loved it because it was creative. I mean, it was creative. It was a fishing story. I never went fishing in my life, by the way. Still, I never went fishing in my life. Still, I went fishing. Hope I didn't spit on my camera. My picture went black there? Oh, yeah, it's probably the last time it went black. Never went fishing in my life. I'm telling you, he gave me an A- on that. He loved that story. And my signal, of all things, went. That's the first time it went bad today. But it came back in. I've got her stuck out in the water. You know what I told him, though? This was my response. "Okay, you want the truth?" I said, "You ain't going to have much of an essay on it." He comes in. He works all the time. Of course, he did work. He worked hard. He was a proud worker. He worked hard. And sometimes he would work 3 night shifts in a row, no sleep. 3 night shifts. He'd come in and rest for a little bit, but he mostly sat in front of the TV and slept. And I said, "Well, I can write you a short and sweet one here," and I handed it to him. And then I refused to do the rest of it. They wanted me to rewrite it. And I wrote it down. Okay, he sits in front of the TV and he goes to sleep. And I left it there. And that's the way I left it. Well, they gave me a failing grade on it. They gave me the D. They wanted to give me the F, but they decided to give me a D. And when the real teacher got back, though, he gave me an A- on it. He thought it was a wonderful that I created the story. I mean, I'm telling you, he thought it was wonderful. When he saw what I wrote down and heard what I told him, compared to the story, he said, "You did good, son." Because, you know, he was an actor. I mean, he was around creative types. His name was something Wilkinson. I'm pretty sure it was Wilkinson. He played in a bunch of movies. The only one I remember is Murder in Cayuga County. I'm sure it was Murder in Cayuga County. I'm going to look it up when we get off. I can't use my phone right now as I'm using it to monitor the stream. But I had my other phone with me, and I think that's there. I don't know if I cut it off or not. Well, I'll probably get booted out. Well, I'll move her every once in a while. That's what we'll do. I'm going to look that up real quick. Let's move her. Just keep her moving while I boot this phone up. I'll let it boot up. Let me get her out of here. I'm going to look that movie up because I want to see. I want to see the cast in it. I'm pretty sure it was Murder in Cayuga County. And that guy was the teacher. And he loved my story. Where have I got her at? Is she out in the middle of nowhere on the hunt? Talk about the road to nowhere. Out on a hunt. She's on her own island. In the middle of nowhere. Y'all see who's on my MP3 phone? Dr. Drizzy. Dr. Drizzy is on my MP3 phone. Okay, I'll have to connect to some Wi-Fi. I don't keep it on Wi-Fi unless I'm doing anything that I need Wi-Fi. I can't use this in my service anymore. They quit acknowledging the 3G on it. Indeed, they locked my account because I put it back in. It is actually $115, $20 phone. I was kind of ticked off because the only reason I got rid of it is because I got a little tiny crack in the screen. And then I decided I bought another one and I didn't like the one I bought. So I was just going to switch back. And then they cut my fucking service off because, quote unquote, it wasn't going to be acknowledging, what was it, 3G? Anyway, their network wasn't going to acknowledge 3G. Murder, the type, murder. And I don't even know how to spell that. I'll have to fix it. I just spelled it however I thought it would spell. Oh, there we go. It's Coweta. I didn't remember. That's not the new. That's the newer one, I think. Movie. It happened in the 40s. We want the movie. I want the original movie, not the new one. He wasn't in the new one. '83, the '83 one. That's the one he was in, the one with Andy Griffith in it. I want to go look at the cast and see if I can find him. I don't know if I'll be able to find him or not. We'll find out. Site ain't hardly loading on this phone. Yeah, the murder happened in 1948, and I got out of it. Where's the cast? The site used to be better than this. They used to show all cast and crew. Here we go. I want to find him because he was one of my favorite teachers. I didn't like many teachers. I liked him because back then I used to. I don't watch movies much anymore, but back then that's what I did. I later on got really obsessed with rock and roll, but I still liked my movies. I don't hardly watch TV anymore. Cast ain't coming up. That's just slow. I wanted the actors. They may not show him. I think I did find him a long time ago. They've changed this. Is this the right one? There was two of them. I know they made one regular. I'm pretty sure he was in this movie. I don't see no Wilkerson in the list. I don't remember. Yeah, he is. Wallace Wilkerson. That was him. Wallace Wilkerson. Here's his name right here. I don't know if I can get it. I can't get it in there. Wallace Wilkerson was his name. He was my school teacher. And he loved that story. So there you have it. That was his name. Johnny Cash was in that movie. He played in a movie with Johnny freaking Cash. How did I not remember that? Andy Griffith, too. Oh, we knew Andy Griffith's daughter. She would come to our vacation place. I told her the story about Wilkerson. I think he knew the Griffiths. And I'm having to wait on my screen. Thermostat click. Now we're going to have to get her back to some land. Dang it flipped again. Wonder why it flipped that time. I'll just keep swimming until it comes back on. I don't remember if he had jury duty or he was on a vacation or a trip or what, but he was out of town. They had a substitute there. She was really hateful to me. Of course, I always triggered people, especially at school. Me and school didn't get along too well. But I don't want to go to school today. I think I'd rather go outside and play. Do you know I have really issues with that now? I wouldn't have advised the kid to do that now. Because they want us dumb and stupid. And I said I wouldn't go for politics. They want us dumb, stupid, and they want you going home getting stoned high. And I'm not even knocking my favorite band, Hinder. And I'm not even knocking that song because I like the song. But they want us all. They want us drugged out of our minds. They want us where we can't think straight. They don't want us having our own thoughts. They want to get their Les Holsters up there on TV and tell you what you think. I used him as an example because he's the news that my mother's been having on lately. I hate the sound of his voice. They want these people programming you like robots. They don't want you having your own thoughts. That's why they attack the Alex Joneses and the Donald Trumps and everybody that breaks their mode that don't go along with them. And now even Elon Musk, have you noticed? He's broke their mode. People was calling him the Antichrist and everything, and I'm telling you, that's the kind of stuff they spoke about him. And he broke their freaking mode. You actually having car trouble, woman? I'm gonna steal your car. And then she hit her. They want you drugged. They want that. See, that's why. That's sort of why. If you really see through, if you can really, I mean, you got to have bird's eye view about everything. Too bad we don't have the view that Guide has. Because as a preacher preaching on this Sunday the other day, he was talking about you got to see things through Guide's eyes. Well, if we could see things through Guide's eyes or see things from a broader perspective, and then there's a video game. What was called Assassin's Creed. I need to get it out and start playing it again. I hadn't played it in a while. I bought it. I hadn't played it in a while. Assassin's Creed Von Hella or whatever it was. I bought that. I hadn't played it in a while, but she has an eagle where she can go up and she can look across everything. She can see everything. If you could see everything, you would see that even their attack on marijuana was kind of self-serving because they made it the it thing. They made it the thing they all want to see unbanned. So they're just squabbling, and some of them even rebel and smoke it because they think people don't want to smoke it. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to see things through bird's eye view. And I try to always have it. Sometimes I have one-sided views on things. But I try to keep a bird's eye view of everything, and I see the bigger picture, where it's leading. You see, even the gun control issue. You see, they're wanting you to focus on those poor kids that are dying, or these people every once in a while, 2 or 3 shot here or there, like in Chattanooga the other night. And they want you focused on that pain of the family, and you do have pain. Indeed, it will affect them for many years to come. I can say that as a surviving kid of my mother's brother, my uncle, who never came home. And everybody tried to solve his murder. I mean, he came home, but he come home dead. He come home shot, and he died later on in the hospital. He never got to go home, in other words. He went out with 5 friends and never got to go home. And they told lies, so nobody ever knows what happened. We don't know whether he killed himself, they killed him, they told a story, they recanted it. I don't name any names, as you notice, and there's a reason for that. You can slander people. You can't slander people. But just saying, there was 5 other people that went out with him. Told lies. And then one later on, I guess he had a guilty conscience, told my mother, and we had to then they all, he recanted, and they all, well, they're old anyway. Well, like they don't never go out there. I mean, you let them be an old Nazi. They don't have to bring that old Nazi in for justice. But they didn't want justice for him. He didn't matter. And they've either cut my signal or something else. He come back in there. And I got her back in the water. But they want to brainwash you. They want to control what you do. And as you notice, like I was saying, they attacked the marijuana thing. There is a full recording of this being made. I will post the full recording. So the entire conversation will be there. Indeed, I'm going to end the stream today, and then we're going to go directly to the recording. I will see y'all later. I'm going to sign out. I don't know how much of this is picking up, but I will post the full recording later. The minute I started talking stuff, they started cutting my signal.